Every time Meghan Markle steps out, backlash follows. Her clothes don't just get worn, they get judged, analyzed, and turned into headlines. Because with Meghan, fashion is never just fashion. It becomes a message, a symbol, a controversy. Some outfits didn't just miss the mark, they sparked debates about power, protocol, and public image. So today, we're counting down 10 more Meghan Markle fashion fails. The looks that caused the biggest reactions and the loudest backlash. And trust me, number 1 changes everything. Let's begin. At number 10, the backless blue gown that looked too Hollywood. Meghan stepped out in a stunning deep blue evening gown with a dramatic backless cut that revealed far more skin than royal fashion usually allows. On a Hollywood red carpet, the look would have been breathtaking, elegant, and daring in all the right ways. But inside a royal setting, the same design felt jarring and out of place. Critics didn't say the gown was ugly or poorly made. Instead, they said it sent the wrong message for the moment. Royal evening wear traditionally whispers grace, restraint, and quiet sophistication. This dress, however, spoke loudly, pulling attention in a way that clashed with the understated environment. The open back drew the eye immediately, turning the focus away from the event and onto Meghan herself. Many viewers felt the gown blurred the line between duchess and celebrity, leaning closer to Hollywood glamour than royal refinement, which made the look feel disconnected from tradition. At number 9, the wrinkled linen suit that looked careless. This outfit quickly became a viral talking point across social media. Meghan appeared in a light-colored linen suit that was visibly wrinkled from head to toe, with creases running through the jacket, sleeves, and trousers. Of course, linen wrinkles easily, and that's completely normal in everyday fashion. But royal style operates under a different standard. In royal appearances, nothing is supposed to look unplanned or accidental. Every fold, seam, and silhouette is meant to appear polished and intentional. The rumpled suit created the impression that Meghan had stepped out without checking the mirror. Even though the cut and color of the outfit were fashionable, the wrinkles dominated the visual story. Viewers interpreted the look as sloppy rather than relaxed, and critics argued it gave the impression that she didn't take the occasion seriously, which allowed the careless narrative to stick far longer than the outfit deserved. At number 8, the brown maternity coat that looked like a tent. During her pregnancy, Meghan stepped out in a loose, oversized brown maternity coat designed to feel comfortable and flowing. In theory, it should have looked soft and elegant. Instead, on camera, it overwhelmed her frame. The bulky cut swallowed her silhouette, making her appear much larger and less defined than she actually was. Photos quickly circulated online, and harsh comments followed, with critics calling the coat shapeless and unflattering. Maternity fashion is always a delicate balance between comfort and style, especially in the public eye. While the coat clearly prioritized ease and movement, it sacrificed visual structure. Rather than highlighting Meghan's natural glow during pregnancy, the heavy fabric and wide cut erased her shape entirely. For a woman constantly photographed from every angle, the coat created a silhouette that looked more like a draped blanket than a tailored piece, turning what should have been a warm look into a fashion misfire. At number 7, the belted coat that hid in the wrong place. At first glance, this outfit looked expensive and refined, with luxurious fabric and a rich, elegant color. However, one small detail threw off the entire look. The belt was positioned too high on Meghan's torso, cutting across her body in an awkward place. This created a visual imbalance, making her proportions look boxy and compressed. Fashion experts often call this kind of mistake a visual distortion, when tailoring interrupts the natural flow of the body. In royal styling, clean lines and flattering proportions are essential, because cameras capture every angle. Instead of enhancing her figure, the misplaced belt made the coat look stiff and uncomfortable. The fabric folded awkwardly around the waist, breaking the smooth silhouette the design was meant to create. Although the coat itself was beautiful, that one structural misstep changed the entire effect, turning what could have been a polished look into something strangely rigid and awkward on screen. At number 6, the bare leg winter look. During a cold winter engagement, Meghan wore a short dress with completely bare legs while everyone around her was dressed for chilly weather. No tights, no stockings, just exposed skin against a winter backdrop. The contrast was impossible to miss. Critics didn't describe the look as bold or stylish. Instead, they said it felt disconnected from the setting. Royal fashion isn't just about personal taste, it's about matching the tone of the moment and the people around you. When the rest of the group is bundled in coats and layers, bare legs can look visually jarring. It created the impression that Meghan was dressed for a different climate or even a different event. Supporters argued she was staying true to her personal style, but for many viewers, the choice broke the sense of unity that royal appearances are meant to project. The outfit itself wasn't offensive, but the context made it feel strangely out of place. Before we move on to the top 5, if you enjoy deep dives into royal fashion, iconic looks, and the hidden meaning behind what royals wear, make sure you subscribe to Royal Fashion Files and like this video. Here, we don't just show the outfits, we explain why they mattered. Now, let's continue. At number 5, the unbuttoned blazer that looked too casual. Meghan wore a tailored blazer left unbuttoned, revealing a low neckline underneath, and the look immediately sparked debate. On its own, the outfit was stylish, modern, and flattering. But royal fashion operates under a completely different visual language. Open jackets and visible décolletage are more common in Hollywood interviews than in official royal engagements. The styling sent mixed signals about formality, making it seem as though Meghan was dressed for a talk show rather than a dignified public appearance. Critics didn't accuse her of dressing badly. They said she dressed incorrectly for the moment. Royal clothing is meant to communicate respect, restraint, and professionalism. Leaving the blazer open softened those signals and made the look feel relaxed in a setting that demanded polish. It was a small choice, but one that carried weight. Over time, repeated moments like this led critics to believe Meghan never fully embraced the unspoken rules of royal presentation, reinforcing the idea that she remained visually rooted in celebrity culture rather than royal tradition. At number 4, the tight leather skirt that felt aggressive. This outfit crossed into controversial territory the moment Meghan stepped into view. The tight leather skirt hugged every curve, projecting confidence, power, and bold modern style. In celebrity fashion, leather often symbolizes strength and edge. But inside royal environments, leather sends a very different message. It reads as assertive, even confrontational, rather than soft and diplomatic. Royals are expected to look approachable, restrained, and calm. The skirt disrupted that visual balance, making Meghan stand out in a way that felt intentional. Critics argued that the look communicated dominance instead of grace. It wasn't about whether the skirt was flattering, because it was. The issue was what it symbolized. By wearing leather in such a formal setting, Meghan once again blurred the line between celebrity fashion and royal representation. To supporters, it looked fearless. To traditionalists, it looked like a statement piece that didn't belong in an institution built on subtlety and decorum. At number 3, the all-black mourning look that wasn't a funeral. Meghan once appeared in a dramatic all-black outfit at an event that was not meant to be somber, and the reaction was immediate. In royal culture, black carries deep symbolic weight. It is traditionally reserved for funerals, periods of mourning, or moments of national tragedy. Wearing it casually at a standard engagement sent an unintended message. The outfit itself was elegant and sleek, but the color choice shifted the emotional tone of the appearance. Critics described the look as emotionally tone-deaf, suggesting it projected sadness or defiance when none was appropriate. Royal fashion isn't only about aesthetics, it communicates respect for context. When Meghan chose black outside of mourning, some observers felt it disrupted the harmony of the occasion. Supporters argued she was simply wearing a classic color, but within royal symbolism, black is never neutral. It always carries meaning, and in this case, that meaning clashed with the lightness of the event, turning a simple outfit into a controversial statement. At number 2, the slouchy sweater that looked unpolished. This outfit was clearly intended to appear cozy, soft, and approachable. Meghan wore a loose, slouchy sweater that gave off a relaxed, casual vibe. Unfortunately, in official photographs, the look translated as messy rather than comfortable. Royal fashion relies on what experts call controlled softness, where clothing feels gentle but still looks structured and intentional. This sweater lacked that balance. The fabric draped unevenly, and the loose fit made her appear underdressed for a public engagement. Instead of looking warm and inviting, she looked as though she had just stepped out for a quick coffee. In royal appearances, every outfit must bridge approachability with authority. This one tipped too far toward casual. Critics felt it undermined the formality of the occasion, reinforcing the perception that Meghan struggled to align her personal style with royal expectations. The sweater wasn't ugly, but in the wrong setting, it became a visual distraction that suggested carelessness rather than confidence. At number 1, the bright red power dress that dominated the room. This dress became one of Meghan's most infamous fashion moments for a reason. She arrived in a blazing red gown so bold and dramatic that it instantly commanded every camera in the room. Red is a powerful color, associated with authority, passion, and dominance. In royal settings, it is usually used carefully and sparingly. This dress did the opposite. It dominated the space, pulling attention away from everyone else, including senior royal representatives. Critics argued that it didn't just stand out, it overwhelmed. The sharp lines, vivid hue, and strong silhouette created an almost confrontational visual presence. Some admired the confidence it projected. Others felt it crossed into visual aggression. Royal fashion is meant to support the institution, not overpower it. This look felt less like quiet elegance and more like a power move, making Meghan appear larger than the moment itself. That's why, years later, this red gown is still cited as one of her most controversial and polarizing fashion statements ever. So what's the pattern? Meghan's fashion doesn't fail because it's ugly. It fails because it often sends the wrong message for the moment she's in. Royal fashion is about blending into tradition. Meghan's fashion is about standing out. And when those two worlds collide, that's when outfits become headlines. That's when clothes become controversy. And that's why Meghan Markle remains one of the most talked about and most polarizing fashion figures in modern royal history. If you enjoyed this royal fashion deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and explore more stories here on Royal Fashion Files. Because in the royal world, fashion is never just fashion, it's power, image, and history.